Hello, my name is Eric Dibble, Regional Sales Manager for HF Scientific. Today, we're going to be going over how to do a calibration on HF Scientific's MCX Monochloramine Analyzer. The first thing I want to mention is that calibration is not required for this analyzer when you first get it. It will come factory calibrated. To go to a calibration if you want to, we'll start by pressing the mode button. This will prompt you to let you know that you're about to put the analyzer into service mode, which is what you want to do to go to a calibration. Press enter. Once you're in enter, you'll have the options of prime, user calibration, or reagent status. Toggle down to user calibration and hit enter. This will bring up three options: to calibrate DI water, to calibrate a 2 ppm standard, or to do a wash with DI water. Since we just took the unit out of operation and we want to make sure that we have good standards in there, we're going to go ahead and toggle down to the wash. Once you hit enter on the wash, it will prompt you to insert a grab sample line into your analyzer. Once you have your grab sample line on, we're going to take our DI water, place it inside the analyzer, and put our tube inside of the DI water. What this is going to do is it's going to allow us to wash the analyzer with DI water to make sure that when we calibrate, there's nothing inside that's going to foul our calibration. We'll also remove the light sample, the light shield, so we can see into the optical block. Press enter. The analyzer will go ahead and start to pull water into the analyzer and wash out whatever sample water was previously in there. Once the wash is completed, we're ready to calibrate with our DI water. We will toggle to Calibrate Standard A DI water and hit enter. It will prompt us to turn off our water supply, which we've already done. It will then prompt us to insert a grab sample, which we already have done as well. So we'll hit enter a third time, and we'll go ahead and start calibrating our first sample. This sample takes about 10 minutes to calibrate. At the end, when it's done, an M1 value will appear on the screen. If your M1 is within the value that you want it to be, you need to press enter to save the value. If you press exit, that will basically tell the analyzer to forget that value, and you'll have to do a calibration again. But if you do get between 0 and 0.03, that is a good calibration on the DI standard. The second part of the calibration will be calibrating with ammonia standard, which is 2 ppm as nitrogen. As we did the first time, we want to wash out whatever's in that line with 2 ppm standard. So we'll begin by pulling our line out of our DI water. We will then replace our sample line into our 2 ppm standard, and we're going to want to do a wash cycle to make sure that all that DI water is out of the system so we get a good calibration on the 2 ppm standard. So we'll go to user calibration, hit enter, toggle down to calculate standard B, but we'll go down to the wash. So wash DI water, hit the enter button. It will again prompt us to put our sample in, but we're already ready, so we'll continue to hit enter. And it will do a wash with our 2 ppm standard through the whole analyzer. This makes sure that we're washing all the DI water out and we're ready to go. During your 2 ppm standard calibration, one thing you want to watch out for is to remove the light shield from the optical block and look inside the cuvette. At about the 5-minute mark of the reaction, you should start to see a color change to a light green or a light blue. That ensures that your 2 ppm standard is in there and the analyzer is working correctly. Once we have completed a wash with the 2 ppm standard, we're ready to calibrate. We'll toggle our screen down to Calibrate Standard B, 2 ppm ammonia, and hit enter. It will prompt us to turn our water supply off, which we've already done. It will again prompt us to put our tube in our bottle, which we've done. And one more enter will start the calibration for our 2 ppm standard. When this is done after 10 minutes, we will get an M2 value. That M2 value needs to be between 1.15 and 1.6. If your value is in that range, you will press enter to store that number. If your value is not within that range, but very close to it, you can press exit and try recalibrating. Do another wash and then calibrate your 2 ppm standard. If your number is way off and you think there's something wrong with the analyzer, you can contact HF Scientific's technical support line for more help. After you have a good calibration on your DI and your 2 ppm standard, you're ready to put your analyzer back into normal operation. We'll start by removing our temporary sample line from the bottom of the analyzer. We'll need to get out of calibration mode, so we'll press exit twice to return to normal operation. Once you're back to the main screen, if your analyzer is in continuous operation mode, the analyzer will automatically start taking readings. If you have the analyzer in grab sample mode, you will need to toggle down and choose which parameter you'd like to read next. That concludes the video on how to calibrate the HF Scientific MCX. Thank you for watching.